Okay, so first up we've got Ada. I think it's Ferran. So this portfolio is it's pretty interesting, just because it's so different from what we normally see, and the skill level you can see like the quality kind of increasing as the portfolio goes. Ada wanted me to focus mainly on I think it's Heba Atlantis, and then these three here. So I'm not a character artist, of course. Um, this type of work is quite impressive. It's looking pretty good. I think these details here feel for the detail that's there, it feels a little thin. Um, the glove also, like I would really exaggerate the thickness, just because game art exaggerating thickness is a thing. Oh, there is no music. That's that's weird. Let me finish this portfolio, and then we'll look into that. Um, so where I think it's breaking down just from like first glance is the proportions feel a little odd, like where the hips are, where the length of the arms, the size of the head, and the features of the face. But technical execution, like these shoes, those look great. The those are quite high top. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Node? But I would definitely, that hair is crazy too. I think exaggerating the thickness of the braids on the side would be nice. Um, but the other thing I guess is like, so my browser does not like Sketchfab for whatever reason, so I can't view this technically. But I think the materials look a little on the odd side, or just like not, like you don't understand PBR materials currently. Um, I'm actually I can't do it. Um, but yeah, I think it looks like you've got a pretty good understanding of execution on in ZBrush. I know that this pattern here kind of like takes a weird turn as it goes around the corner here. So maybe look into that. But I think it's primarily proportions and understanding what's going on with that. This horse looks pretty cool. It looks quite thin, and I think a lot of it has to do with just making sure you're looking at reference and understanding like where it feels wrong, and just trying to match the reference. Also, like muscle structure, I have no idea um, about that stuff, so I apologize that I can't expand more on that. I guess for me, like being an environment artist, I guess the platform being a little bit more interesting would be nice, even if it's just some small like blades of grass. So I just know that it's either dirt or mud with a few rocks or whatever, or grass blades. It doesn't have to be covered in grass either. So, but yeah, it feels quite thin, especially in the face. So it looks like maybe it's not eating enough. So definitely look into, um, unless that's the goal, right? But I think anatomy study, you want like a healthy looking, strong looking horse, right? And then this one actually is quite impressive. So the water effect here is breaking it, the overall quality. But like when you look quite close at this, I'll just drop this in chat. Um, this is pretty sick. Like the approach with the feathers, and yeah, like it gets kind of odd here, but you never notice that because like you're not viewing the model at this angle. And this looks really good. This is your best thing in your portfolio currently. And for anyone who's curious, you can grab this for free. Special gift if you were looking for a height map. You can just grab that. But yeah, the details on this are pretty dope. And I think if you were to remove the water and just have this presented this way, it'd be a huge boost in overall presentation quality. If we look at this material, there's some things that are working with it, and then there's some things that aren't. And I think that the thing that's bugging me probably the most is all the post-processing that's happening on top of it to kind of blur it out. when I want to see like how stuff's been created. This feels very thin. If that makes sense. And then you're kind of wanting like the way that how this isn't as light as that portion of the material. It feels like that it should all be kind of around that range. And I think looking at reference again is going to be key with that. These look pretty good. I think material wise, it's just down to like, see from this angle, that looks pretty nice. So maybe, it's probably a combination of your roughness and then your subsurface. I think, because like you're not really getting like the fuzzy feel that you get with these guys and or the highlights. If there are like, if it's a little on the wet side, and then this material just doesn't feel like it's coming across like the material that you expect it to be. So definitely looking at reference and understanding where it's breaking down here, and then trying to continue to replicate that would be important. I think it's this pattern here is very, if it was just lighter, I think that would help quite a bit. I like that there's a little bit of color bleed because that totally happens. But yeah, see, the roughness is really interesting. Like it's, yeah, I don't know. Like I guess this is getting rougher as it goes around the edge. I think that has everything to do with like, you trying to match the look of the Fresnel, of like the kind of fuzziness of the fruit. But yeah, I mean overall this presentation's pretty good. It's just a matter of executing that on that material. The other thing too is if you have no metallic map and people look at this, they're not going to expect to see a metallic map, so you probably don't need this band here. In general, I think if you go to all here, I would suggest removing anything that's like, so if you're saying 3D artists, I don't know what you mean by that based off of what I'm seeing in the portfolio. I think keeping this shoe looks pretty good. If there's a way to, I would suggest maybe removing everything except for like these four and this shoe. And then just continuing on trying to grow your portfolio and increasing your quality as you go. Definitely look at reference though. I think that's where it's showing that you're not, maybe you are looking at reference because like sometimes you don't like this bleed type of stuff that either comes from real world experience or reference. So like you've either seen that in real life yourself or you're looking at pictures to replicate that. Because there's certain subtleties that you're just not going to pick up on unless you're looking at reference. And yeah, so reference is key. All right. Thanks for submitting your portfolio. And we're going to get on to the next one. I need to fix the music too. So I'm going to be right back.